Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is your girl, CEO CWall here, checking in for another Thursday's edition of Coaching from the Couch. I'm going to give y'all a minute to get in and grab a seat on the virtual couch. As you all know, when you grab a seat on the virtual couch with the CWall Sports and Entertainment family, there's always plenty of room for everybody. Always plenty of room. So we're going to say what's up as everybody's grabbing their seat. Coming to join in. What's up to Stephen Warren? What's up? Happy Thursday to you. Give everybody a minute to get right on up in here, y'all. Because as we always know, when is there a dull moment in DC sports? Never. Never, not ever. Gotta say what's up to Angie checking in. Everybody shout out CWall team member, virtual facilitator, Joy. She is on. Stephen Dennis is on. As always, you all, my mama watch the show every week. Mom's is on. She is tuned in. Gotta always shout out 85 South Flint Fan Club Atlanta. Can't even get my words straight. It's so exciting, right, Randall? There's so much going on. Good stuff. Can't even get all my words out. Everybody check in. Let me see the like and love emojis. As always, make sure you are sharing the show with your DC sports loving family and friends so they can be a part of the discussion. Of course, you can always watch the show later. Absolutely. But we got Cameron Mingo in the building, so you definitely want to have a good conversation with all your fellow DC sports family and friends. I know that's right, Stephen. And Stephen, did you let everybody from Hampton, Virginia know? That's my second home. I'm a Hamptonian, sitting right here, Hampton alum, for sure. So I always got to say what's up to my Hampton, Virginia family. Much love to everybody. Wallace, you finally made it this week. It's good to see you. I see my Pirate Pride Hampton family. Xavier Scott is checking in. Seeing all my good people checking in. Listen, you guys, I already said it once, but I'm going to go ahead on and say it again because everybody's getting in on the virtual couch, right? I'm going to say it again. When is there a dull moment in DC sports? When? I'm going to let y'all answer that. When? Y'all already know. Never. So look, you guys, calm week. It's been a good week. And I see CWall sports writer, my brother, Sherrod, the originator, has checked in. Listen, we got to get some excitement up in here this week, okay? Last week was a little emotional with everything with the CWall, Russell Westbrook trade. Then if we keep on moving into the week, after, we say, hey, let's get into Wizards. Let's welcome Russell Westbrook. So we're going to talk a bit about the Wizards and just what happened throughout this week. Then we're going to talk about the Washington football team. Okay? We're going to talk about the professional football team. Okay? I don't even know. Listen, we're going to give ourselves some time to figure out what we want to talk about from the Washington football team, because I talked to my team. I talked to Joy, Sherrod, and Mazdak. Y'all make sure y'all say what's up to the CWall team. And every week it's like, well, what do I want to say? And some weeks I know exactly what I'm going to say. We don't even have a conversation about it. I already know. Today I didn't really say too much to my team. And this is a moment of transparency because we all family at this point. So I'm going to just tell y'all, right? And, I was looking through my content for the show and reviewing my run of show. And I said, you know what? Everybody watching can decide what we talk about regarding the Washington football team. Because, hey, as far as I'm concerned, as Kevin Williams just said, with all the fire emojis in the world, the Washington football team beat an undefeated team. And I have a whole lot of thoughts on it. I was gotten so engaged in this particular game, and I'm already skipping topics because I already kind of knew that this is how this show was going to go. I'm already skipping topics, and I'm going to get back on track in a moment because, we can talk Washington football a long time. And, I watch, you watch the TV version of the game, and then I watch it again. And then when the All-22 film comes out, I'll watch that as well. I normally will. So a total of 3 times I watch Washington football. I'll watch the game. This week I watched it 4 times. And I couldn't figure out what I was looking for, and then I found it. So we're going to get back to that in a moment. We saw John Adams. I saw Joyce say, hey, Russ. So I guess Russ is on. Hello to everybody. And again, grab a seat. What are y'all drinking? Are y'all drinking? Anybody drinking? I'm just drinking water, as you can see. Because it was a little bit of a celebratory occasion on Monday night. I'm not going to tell y'all no lies. Okay? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Got a little out of hand for me on Monday night. About a week or so ago, I do want to mention this because I think it's very, very important. I must shout out Natasha Cloud from the Washington Mystics. I think in all of the discussion and conversation about the Wall and Westbrook trade, this fell under the radar. And I forgot to mention it last week, so I absolutely want to mention it tonight, that Natasha Cloud made this year's Forbes 30 under 30 in sports. And that is huge. She's done so much for the community. You all know she's a huge social justice activist. I'm ever so proud of her. That deserves to be mentioned. That deserves to be just give her a shout out. If you follow her on Instagram, follow her on Twitter, make sure you're giving her a shout out. Here's something that I did not know. When she decided to opt out of the season to focus on social justice, I didn't know that her sponsor paid for her year. I just thought, I was like, oh, Natasha got it. She good. But for her sponsor to say, hey, listen, we got you on this season, I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. So to your point, exactly right, Wallace, that's absolutely amazing for Natasha. And I wanted to get into that. I had to say it because I forgot to say it last week. So that's on me. That's my apologies because it absolutely should have been shared. But the Wall Westbrook trade got me. We was all over the place last week. So shout out to her. Moving on to Wizards Talk. Has everybody had an opportunity to take a breath? Is everybody all right? I see my girl Tia has checked in. Tia is y'all keep Tia in your thoughts because Tia's having a hard time. And her son, Lil Anthony, one of the smallest, biggest Wizards fans I know. He's having a hard time. Okay? So I know some fans are having a hard time with this trade situation. Listen. Everybody's still processing. But I do want to get into a bit of just some of the press conferences from the last week or so. So you all knew, because we shared this last week, that Tommy Shepard and Scott Brooks were going to do a press conference last Friday, which they did. So I'm just going to share my overall observations on all of the discussions. So Tommy Shepard, which is what we talked about last week on the show, right, y'all? Tommy Shepard made a business decision that he believes was the best for the Wizards. And I'm not mad at that. John is such a huge part of DC, so it takes some getting used to, of course. It will still take some getting used to. I mean, of course, even Scott Brooks, we had to make a joke. Like, Scott Brooks kept calling Russell Westbrook John on the call. I'm like, well, old habits die hard, people, So, as I see Wallace has said too, he's calmed down. Cameron Mingo said it took him a few days. Everybody's good. And listen, I feel good about all of that, you guys. I feel good about all of it. Yes, we got to get to that point, Wallace, because it's very important. But Tommy Shepard said publicly he made this call. It was his decision, and he was doing what he felt was best for the organization. Of course, Scott Brooks is all excited because, hey, it's Russell Westbrook, and they played, they didn't play together, but he coached him in OKC, as you all know. I want to mention Bradley Beal's press conference. If I'm being real honest and just spirit of transparency, because we family, it took a long time for Brad to even come and come on and just say, hey, it's time, you're up. Let's get it. The media is waiting for you. And we waited for Brad for a long time, and that's normally not like him. And so in my mind, I'm like, is he avoiding us? Like, does he just not want to talk today? Because he's going to get bombarded with all these questions, regarding Brad and John's relationship, and just if he had any part in this decision. Brad was very vocal about he didn't have anything to do with it. He was actually looking forward to an opportunity to play with John again, that Tommy had to sit him down and have a conversation with him about his decision making after the decision had been already done. And Brad, it was a couple things that I observed, and I'm glad he said it. One, he said he told himself he wasn't going to get emotional about it. Because to my understanding, when Brad came, why do I keep calling John Brad? When John went to the facility to say his goodbyes, my understanding is that it was a very emotional goodbye for all parties involved. Most importantly, John. They had a hard time saying goodbye. And so I thought that was important to note, that he said, hey, I was looking forward to it, but Tommy, that's the decision maker. So Tommy had already fallen on his sword. Everybody's going to go with it. Hey, it's Tommy's decision. It is what it is. But for Brad to kind of say, hey, look, and of course, after that press conference, Brad took to social media and he shared a post dedicated to John, wishing him well in Houston. Also, he wanted to mention all of the stories about the issues that he and John had. And it being bogus. Like they weren't beefing. There wasn't any disrespect. And here's what I can say. I feel confident saying this and comfortable saying this to you all. And that is, had I been at practice at times when it would get a little intense? Absolutely. Absolutely, but that's part of basketball. That's part of practice. There's probably people on this chat right now that me and you have probably had an intense conversation. But we're not beefing. It's not an issue. That's just things that happen. And I think some of those moments definitely got twisted into their beefing. And of course, there's times when people got to talk through those issues. But these guys don't hate each other. They have a lot of respect for each other, and those things happen. So for Brad to take an opportunity to clear that up, I thought was important. I thought it was a good thing to do. But it's also good for everybody to say, now it's time for us to move on. Now it's time for us to move on. And that's exactly what it was. In terms of moving on, and Wallace touched on this, and this was actually in my notes to address today, let's be clear, John did not want to leave DC. Exactly to my point a moment ago. To my understanding, it was a very emotional goodbye at the facility. John didn't want to leave DC. He was completely, blindsided by the decision, did not even know he was being shocked. So, I'm going to take this opportunity to say, for anybody that said John wanted to leave DC, just did that. Just stop that. It's not true. So, that's my seat. There it is. That's just not true. So, best of luck to him in Houston. I told y'all last week, I think John is going to have an outstanding year. But with that being said, I also think that the Wizards are going to have an outstanding year. I think they're going to be fine. I think it's going to be okay. Mentioning Russell Westbrook. So the first media press conference with Russell Westbrook, I like the dude. I like that guy. I think, I like his vibe. He a vet. And he a dog. You know what I'm saying? And he him. And he just like, hey, I'm out here. And I'm good with that. Another kind of rumor that we can try to dispel and end right now is Russell Westbrook not being allowed to, if you will, get the number 0. Here's the reality. He had an opportunity to get the number 0. He didn't want it. He wanted number 4. He's number 4. That was his high school number. Bam. That's another rumor we can throw in the trash. So, with all that being said, I think I had an opportunity to skim through some of you all's comments. And that it sounds like everybody's good now. Anxious to see what Westbrook is going to bring. Barring any injuries, I think the team is going to be fine. I think you're going to see an improved team. And I've been reading and I've been seeing what some of the other sports analysts and others are saying. And while some think that the Wizards are going to be light years better than they have been the last few years, others think, hey, they still going to be at the bottom of the barrel, if you ask me. So, at the end of the day, I'm like, it remains to be seen. I do believe that the energy will be different. We already know, Russ' first day actually practicing, because although he was there in the, last weekend, had to get through some paperwork, so he didn't practice immediately. But once he was able to practice, he was the first person there, 2 hours before time. That's the kind of energy that you're going to get. Some of the younger players have noted being a little starstruck at first. Of course, they're going to be starstruck. But hey, at the end of the day, they're on the same team now. It's time to play basketball. It's time to get busy. So I'm in on it. I'm in on it. I definitely was digging his vibe. He's cool. He's ready to play basketball. He's a professional. He's a family man. He talks very highly of his family, his wife, his children, everything. So let's be happy. I think we're going to be okay. So, with that being said, where are all the Washington football team fans at? Why don't y'all go ahead and check in for me? Go ahead and check in. Washington football team fans, I need a like or a love button. I need a fire emoji. I need you to drop a gift. I need to know how you're feeling this week. Washington football team fans. How are you feeling? Check in. I need to feel that love and that excitement. I think I see Mazdak is going off. Everybody's losing it. Everybody's excited. Everybody's happy. Well, let me go ahead and be the person that just blows everybody's high. Let me stop. No, I'm going to let us be happy. Let me stop. I'm going to let us be happy. I debated on that too. Should I go in here and tell everybody what we did wrong? Or should I just let everybody have a moment and enjoy? So I'll let y'all have a moment, and we'll all enjoy it together. Randall Martin, yes, you did. You said 24-17. It was going to be a big upset. Listen, you know, I don't even know. I watched the game 4 times. You know, in the moment, you're elated. I didn't even realize how happy I was on Monday. I really didn't. I was doing all right. I was texting people. I was on my phone. I'm watching the game. You know, was talking to the originator. We all talk. It was fine. And then once I realized they're gonna win this football game, I think it was internal. Like I was internalizing my happiness, but it was like, oh my goodness, they're winning this daggone football game. Listen, it was good. It was a solid win. It was, you know, they played 60 minutes of football. They played 60 minutes. Here, and I see Russ's comment back to me. Nah, keep it 100. You know, it's hard for me not to keep it 100. So, they played 64 minutes of football. They absolutely recovered. So when I say recover, I mean there was a lot of mistakes made. Some of this was sure enough ugly. Some of it got downright disturbing, right? I was like, oh, that was bad. Oh, can you catch the football? My goodness, Jeremy Sprinkle, you can't jump on that fumble. You just couldn't jump on that football right there. You had it. Everybody thought the play was over. And what did you do? You lost it. Okay. And that goes back to some of the things that Sherrod mentions in his articles about mistake-free football and not beating ourselves. See, when you don't catch the football, that's you beating yourself. When you can't recover a fumble, that's you beating yourself. When you can't tackle, that is you beating yourself. We saw a lot of that in the first half. We saw quite a bit of it. Too much for me and to my liking, right? Too much to my liking. I didn't, you know, catch the football. It's in your hand. It's right there. And so those are the fundamental things, top 3 that bothered me, right? The defense played their behinds off. Now, I've been trying to be, because sometimes I go off on the defense. I completely lose it. Because I'm like, well, I know what the numbers say, but that's not how you're playing. And the corners almost made me snap. Because they were doing all right first quarter. Second quarter, they started to lose their luster a bit. And Pittsburgh knew that. Once you see a veteran quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger and a coach of the caliber of Mike Tomlin say, we're gonna go to your top guy. We're gonna throw the ball right at the Super Bowl champion, Kendall Fuller. We don't care because we believe that we can beat you. That's when you know you got an issue. Like, oh, hold up a second. They found a flaw in the system. They found a flaw. Here's where I can go ahead and say, you know what, Jack Del Rio, you did something that I don't mind talking about this week. And that is you made the proper adjustment, because after that, now your players and now your corners are playing up. They're not playing so far back. And they're making the tackles. They're making the tackles. Seriously. And I can appreciate adjustments made. When adjustments are being made, I can love that all day long. Because it almost thought it was getting out of hand. I know I'm not the only one that thought it was about to get ugly. We were down 14. I said, oh, here we go. They letting the dogs loose on us. We're done. But they held it together. They recovered. I'm gonna keep using that word. They kept recovered. They were resilient. I was like, yo, I'm gonna tell you what else happened. Can we talk about Alex Smith taking that football off the field before the half? to allow for more time for Dustin Hopkins and company to get themselves together? Can we talk about that? That was smart. And I said it. I said, wait, Alex took the football. Oh, wait, the clock stopped. What happened? Yeah, Dustin Hopkins needed some time to gather his thoughts and get himself together so he can just do his job and kick this football over here through this goalpost. Thank you. That score was big for momentum. They got the ball back after the half, and now the offense is in a rhythm. It was in a rhythm. So I said, hey, look, Alex helped them out with that little vet move. Oh, hey, listen, let me take this ball out here and nobody even gonna know I got it. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna come back after the half and we're gonna move this ball down the field in a very game manager sort of way. Because here's the thing, the defense, even though we were down 14, the defense worked their behinds off. Do we want to talk about the fourth and goal stop? Do y'all want to talk about that now or later? Do we want to talk about that now or later? Listen. They said, hey, listen, we don't know what y'all used to on Monday nights. But the coaches said, we ain't getting embarrassed. We ain't getting embarrassed up here in Pittsburgh, not on a Monday night. I don't know what y'all used to watching the football team. But we gonna go ahead and play this here football game. I see the comments about the second half team. Our offense isn't strong enough, though, to maintain that. We can't continue to be a second half team. Something's got to give from an offense perspective. Now, hey, I'm still pleased. I'm not going to act like I'm sad about it. I'm not sad at all. It's great. But that offense got to keep going. I mean, it's like you got to score and do something. The defense, even at the beginning of the game, the defense had given the offense plenty opportunities to score. It just takes them so long to get going. But I can appreciate them not giving up. Here's the thing. I saw a comment about Terry McLaurin. Here's the reality. The caliber of receiver Terry is, he did not have a good game on Monday. He didn't. And sometimes you're not. Every game is not going to be your day. Every time it's not going to be your day. But Terry got out there and he made some pivotal blocks. And I'm going to go ahead and say it because I have to. And then we saw Cam Sims step it up. Now, let's be clear. Cam Sims dropped a few footballs too that made me cuss out loud. But overall, he made it happen. He did. And that's what you got to look for. Okay, if Terry's having a bad day, there's got to be somebody out here that can catch this football and make a play. Somebody. If he's not having, he can have that bad day. He gonna have a good day on Sunday. He's not gonna let that happen to him twice because that's just not the type of dude Terry is. He's definitely not gonna let that happen to him twice. So I can get with that. And I appreciate that because you're gonna have your teammates back. All right, it ain't Terry Day. Remember, and here's the thing, I can appreciate that too with Cam Sims because I don't believe he was even targeted in Dallas. So hey, look, you're not targeting in Dallas. That was Terry Day. It's not Terry Day. Somebody else gonna have to come up big. Let me not shade Logan Thomas. Let me not shade Logan Thomas. Incredible effort by Logan Thomas during several parts of that game. And I can appreciate that. I can absolutely appreciate that. Look. Hey, Logan, you all right with me this week. This week, you all right with me. But we all live in the land of what have you done for me lately. So this week, I'm going to turn it back off tomorrow. So I'm just I'm proud to see, again, I see Sherrod's comment. We saw Antonio Gibson. How did I forget to even mention this? We saw Antonio Gibson go down. We saw the other running back step up. That's all you need. That's all you need. When you talk about a coach like Ron Rivera, here's the thing. When you look back at some of the other games, you can say, well, did the Washington football team play well enough to win? Well, you go back and look at the film. Actually, they did. When you see some of the mistakes that were made, I'm not talking about all of these games. I'm only talking about maybe 2. Okay, because you know I'm a tough critic. So I'm gonna always say, if you didn't miss a few field goals, and if you were able to execute the play, yes, half of it is coaching, the other half is player execution. I want to bring something else up. Steven Sims Jr. I don't know what's going on with Steven Sims Jr., but I want to see him just be consistent. I get nervous every time he has the football. It's like I don't know what's about to happen. It's like I close my eyes. It's the same feeling whenever Steven Sims Jr. gets the football. I have the same feeling I get when Dustin Hopkins is getting ready to kick a field goal. And I shouldn't feel like that. I shouldn't feel nervous. I shouldn't feel scared. Like something is about to go down and it's about to be terrible and it's going to be a debacle. I shouldn't feel like that. He's another one that I'm like, I know he had a turf toe injury at the beginning of the season and, you know, maybe he's just not feeling it. But here's the thing. Again, if the players aren't, whoever's day it's not, that's okay. It's hard to play 110% every single week. But here's the thing, who's going to step up? If you can't execute, all right, I'm not going to target you no more. I got this one. All right. So if I got this one, that means you need to block for me. We need to put you in a different position offensively because today ain't your day. That doesn't mean just because you can't catch that you're not useful. You should absolutely be useful. Do something. Because I'm going to tell you who made me mad. Dontrell Inman. He made me upset because he missed that tackle on that 4th and 1. You missed a tackle. Other people can look at it and say, hey, well, he got, you know, who even had the football? Was it J.D. McKissick? They got tackled. Why do you call that play? Why do you call that play? Dontrell was supposed to block. I don't know where Dontrell was at. I think he forgot he was on the football field for a month. I think he blanked out. Maybe it happened too fast. But Dontrell Inman did bother me because I felt like that was a prime example of player execution. You need to block. Okay, you're not out here catching footballs all day, but you can at least block so that the play can be successfully executed. That's just one example of many, in my opinion. That defense, though. Very good. Very good job. Very good job. I don't know if anyone saw Chase Young's after-game interview when he shared about Pittsburgh being exposed and looking at Pittsburgh's offense last week against the Ravens and then understand, like, we can beat them. We can beat them. Hey, listen, part of it is your mentality. The other half is how you come to play and prepare. Everybody was so euphoric, myself included. What I can absolutely appreciate is knowing that Coach Rivera did a presentation on humility the day after that. I think that's huge. I think that's big because here's the reality. You're in the National Football League, baby. You won 5 games. Who cares? Seriously. We care because we're excited. But if you want to be real, you just played a team that, yeah, you beat them. And yeah, you beat them. Fair and square. You gave them their first loss of the season. But guess what? They've won 11 games. You've won 5. Everybody bring it down a notch. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that. And I appreciated him saying, okay, because he can feel the energy from his players. Oh, now everybody's on top of the world. And you've only won 5 games. Okay. Be on top of the world tonight. And hey, us fans, we going on top of the world still today. But we got to practice. On to the next opponent. Because they got another opponent this Sunday. and their name is the San Francisco 49ers. You know, hey, everybody's coming to play. Everybody's coming to play. Nobody wants to lose. And you're dealing with players on this team, on this very young team, where a good amount of these players, they're not used to losing. Who wants to lose? Who wants to go out here and be like, okay, yeah, we're going to go ahead and lose because we just can't win? No, nobody wants to do that. That's lame, that's weak, that's whack, and nobody wants to do that in real life, okay? So they don't want to do it. You're not going to go ahead on and say, you know what, we're going into this game and we are going to lose. No, they're going to try to win, and they should win. They should win against the San Francisco 49ers on this coming Sunday. I want to see great effort. Great effort. 60 minutes. I want to see the offense, and you ain't got to even come out fast. Just do the things that don't beat yourself. Catch the football. I guarantee you, if you catch the football, you might have just got that first down. Look at you. If you would have just went ahead and tackled that man when he was running with the football, guess what? He probably would have scored that touchdown that drive. But hey, you had to tackle him first. Those are fundamentals. Are you going to get it 100% right every time? No, not necessarily. But you can try. And don't give up. I want to see the coaching staff adjust exactly how they have in the last couple games. Go ahead and adjust. Go ahead and figure it out. Go ahead and figure it out. Your corner's getting towed down. They're getting beat. They're getting beat real bad. Help them out. Figure it out. It's an adjustment. It's not so much that the other player on the other side of the football is better. You might be playing somebody out of position. Get them right. Get them right. You can see up there in that box. You see a whole lot up there in that box, in that coach's film. You can see a lot from up there. I do want to mention, local media was able to meet with Trent Williams today. And, hey, this is actually the game that I was waiting for. I went back to a past Coach from the Couch show, and I mentioned, I said, this is the game that I got circled on my calendar. Now, before I was supposed to go to this game, but it's okay. In my mind, I'm going to be there. Well, they're not even in San Francisco. They'll be in Arizona. So this is the game I wanted to go to because I wanted to see, honestly, I wanted to see Trent. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. What I got a lot of y'all for? I wanted to see Trent. I did. And I absolutely wanted to see this game and how this defense is going to play. I expect nothing but good things on Sunday. The Trent Williams interview, hey, Trent, it is what it is. There's no beef. There's no animosity because he still talks to many of the players that are still on this team. So I believe what Trent is saying. I mean, and we know he doesn't. He got friends on this team. So, Sherrod is asking about my boy Jordan Reed. I wasn't going to see Jordan. I was going to see Trent. Just saying. I was going to see Trent. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this matchup. Because if we really want to be technical, even though it was a monsoon outside last year when Washington and San Francisco played, that game was a mess. I don't even know, what was it, 9-0? It was crazy. But this is the one I've been waiting for. I really want to see how the defense is going to show up against that offensive line. I'm ready for it. It's going to be good. I'm excited. Every week I'm nervous about the offense. Every week I get very nervous about this offense because they start so slow. And it's like, geez. But hey, they're going to keep going and they're not going to give up, and that's all we can ask for at this point. That's all we can ask for. We can ask for two things. We can ask for them to not give up and play hard and play tough. And we can also ask for the Giants to get out of the way of the division. The Giants are in the way, and I'm tired of them. And if you know any Giants fans, you can tell them I said it. But anyway, bold predictions for this Sunday's 49ers Washington football game. I want to read and I want to see your bold predictions for this game. Y'all been on fire with these bold predictions, but some of them ain't too off base. Some of them are actually pretty spot on. And so that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Y'all been pretty spot on with these bold predictions all throughout the season, if I must say so myself. And I'm proud of y'all. It's a good thing. Bold predictions. I'm excited. That's all I can say. It's like I'm now it's at the place where I'm looking and I'm like, hey, these guys believe in themselves and these guys are believing that they can beat people. And they're coming prepared and with a lot of energy and ready to make the next play. And you can't be mad at that. So Randall says 28-13. Wait, I think I missed some. 8 sacks by the defense. Ooh. 27-21, that's what Daryl said. Mike says 7 sacks. Joyce says San Francisco not even going to score. Going to shut them out. 0 points. Randall Martin says 28-13. Jordan Reed catches the touchdown, then leaves the game in the second quarter with an undisclosed injury. That's probably... I don't even know if that's bold. That's probably just what happens. Let's see. Damon says 2 sacks for Sweat and a forced fumble. Mazdak, Peyton Barber with 100 yards. They was getting. Let me tell y'all something. I mean, hey, the running backs had a great day. The run game was great. Let me tell y'all something. I know I ain't trying to bring up old stuff or bring up stuff that's not gonna happen, but Antonio Gibson would have balled out, I believe, on Monday. So I hope he gets well soon. You guys, listen. It's okay to be excited. It is. Because here's the thing. Oh, and my mom has one, y'all, 17-3 Washington. That's right, Mom. That's right. I'm working with you. You started to listen to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. So listen, I'm telling y'all, all we got to do, just not necessarily do what you did this week. It's not what I'm saying, but you come up with that same energy and that same just rigor and grit, and you can get through it. You can, all of those things. The run game should be in full effect on Sunday. Absolutely in full effect. I'm looking out for that, for our defensive line against that against Trent Williams. Because that's all I'm looking for, seriously. It's gonna be a good one. And we'll see what happens. I feel good about this. Slow and steady wins the race, is what they say, and the season is very long. And we've experienced a very long season so far. But hey, I'm going to keep reminding you all that the Washington football team is better than they were last year. We have, in fact, seen improvements. And that's all you can ask for, considering, some of the folks on the roster, no off-season and such. So we'll see if they get win number 6 on Sunday. We'll all have to check in if they do. Listen, you guys, thank you as always for joining me on Coaching from the Virtual Couch. We'll have to see what happens this week. All right? Talk to y'all soon.